The colony world of Hearth 12 was quiet. Not peaceful. Not safe. Just quiet. The kind of quiet that comes from being too far away for anyone to care what happens to you. The farmer. Jonah Reed liked it that way. No cities. No politics. No war fleets flying overhead. Just soil. Just sky. Just routine. Every morning, he woke before sunrise, checked irrigation lines, fed the livestock, and walked the perimeter of his land. Same steps. Same path. Same life. Out here, routine wasn't boring. It was survival. The sky breaks. It happened at dusk. A streak of fire tore across the sky. Jonah stopped mid-step, squinting upward. That's not a meteor. The object burned too steady, too controlled. And then, it split. 3 separate pods screaming toward the ground. One of them, headed straight for his farm. Impact. The explosion shook the earth. Jonah grabbed his rifle without thinking. Not to fight. Just, in case. All right? He muttered, running toward the crash site. Let's see what just ruined my week. Smoke rose from the field. Metal hissed. The pod lay cracked open, half buried in soil. And inside, someone moved. The first bride. She stumbled out first. Tall. Elegant. Not human. Her skin shimmered faintly like polished ivory. Her hair long and silver. Her eyes sharp. Calculating. She looked at Jonah like he was part of the landscape. Not important. Not threatening. Just there. Local inhabitant, she said coldly. State your designation. Jonah blinked. I'm gonna go with Jonah. She frowned slightly. Primitive. The second bride. The second emerged more slowly. Shorter. Softer. Her features more delicate. Her expression uncertain. She clutched the edge of the pod, glancing between Jonah and the horizon. Are we safe here? She asked quietly. Jonah shrugged. Depends who's chasing you. Her silence was answer enough. The third pod opens. The third pod didn't open right away. Jonah stepped closer. Something about it felt different. Not damaged. Not broken. Waiting. Then, with a soft hiss, it opened. The one who knew. She stepped out slowly. Dark hair. Golden eyes. A presence that made the air feel heavier. Not threatening. Just important. Jonah felt it instantly, like standing near something that mattered. She looked at him. Really looked. And then, she smiled. Soft. Certain. Like she'd been expecting this moment her entire life. Jonah Reed, she said. His heart skipped. Do I know you? She tilted her head slightly. No. A pause. Not yet. The silence that followed. The other two turned toward her. Confused. Concerned. You recognize this human? The first demanded. The third didn't answer. Her eyes never left Jonah. Instead, she took a step closer. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Jonah raised an eyebrow. Yeah. I hear that a lot from people who just crashed into my crops. The truth unfolds. The first bride straightened. We are not people, human. Figures. We are daughters of the high houses of the Etherean court. Jonah nodded slowly. That sounds expensive. We were en route to a political convergence. Let me guess, he said dryly. Didn't go as planned. No. The second bride spoke quietly. We were attacked. The hunt begins. As if on cue, the sky rumbled. Jonah looked up. Ships. Not colony ships. Not trade vessels. Military. And they were descending. Yeah, he said. Definitely not my day. The decision. The first bride turned sharply. You will assist us. Jonah blinked. Will I? You will provide shelter, concealment, and… Hold on, he interrupted. You just met me. You are irrelevant. Your compliance is not. Jonah sighed. Wow, you're really good at asking for help. The second bride stepped forward. Please, she said softly. That's better. The one who already knew. But the third said nothing. She simply watched him. Calm. Certain. Like the outcome was already decided. Jonah noticed. You're awfully quiet. She stepped closer. Because I know what you'll do. Oh yeah. Yes. And what's that? She smiled again. You'll help us. Jonah crossed his arms. Confident. I am. Why? She leaned in slightly. Because she knew something he didn't. Because you always do. The choice that changes everything. The ships grew louder. Closer. Time was running out. Jonah looked at the three of them. One demanding. One pleading. One trusting. And for some reason, that last one hit the hardest. He exhaled slowly. All right. The first bride nodded immediately. Good. But, Jonah added, I'm doing this my way. The farm becomes a fortress. Within minutes, everything changed. Hidden storage bunkers, signal dampeners, old defense systems he never talked about. The quiet farmer wasn't as simple as he looked. The brides noticed, especially her, the one who already knew the question. As they hid beneath the farm, the third bride finally spoke again. Do you want to know how I knew your name? Jonah didn't look up. Yeah. That's been bothering me. She sat beside him. In my people's tradition, some bonds are written before they happen. Jonah snorted softly. Sounds convenient. It's not. Pause. It's inevitable. The reveal. She turned to him fully. My name is Lyra. Jonah nodded. Nice to meet you. Her voice softened. It won't be the first time. He frowned. Okay. Now you're just being mysterious on purpose. She smiled. Maybe. Then quietly. Or maybe you're just finally where you were always meant to be. Epilogue. The battle for Hearth 12 would come. The Empire would arrive. The galaxy would take notice. But none of that mattered in that moment. Because in a small underground shelter, on a forgotten farm, a human sat beside someone who somehow knew him before they ever met. And for the first time in his quiet, predictable life, Jonah Reed realized something. Maybe this wasn't random. Maybe this wasn't coincidence. Maybe this was the beginning of something much bigger. And somewhere deep in the stars, a destiny long written had finally begun.